Guys, sometimes I wonder about the world that we really live in and, why certain things happen. The title of this video is Woman Insults Cashier Wearing US Flag, and the man's reaction stuns the shoppers. I don't know what this video is about. It's just one of those things that shows up in my inbox. It's a mile long, so let's check it out together and see what the story really is about.
Woman insults cashier wearing US flag. Man's reaction stuns shoppers.
Why is he saying it like that?
As a soldier stood in line at a California grocery store, a woman wearing a hijab confronted the store's cashier about their American flag pin, and everyone in the store heard it. However, a man standing behind the soldier wasn't having any of it, and by the time he finished, the entire store was caught off guard. According to an unverifiable claim, a man recounted the story about how his soldier son had gone to California and encountered many different people, most of whom thanked him for his military service and fighting to protect our freedoms.
Of course,
however,
yes.
One incident at a grocery store, as he headed back to base, stuck in his mind. As the soldier was waiting in the checkout line, a woman dressed in a hijab had some unkind things to say about our country and the flag that represents it. He heard the woman ahead of him loudly remark about the cashier's American flag pin. In response, the cashier reached up and touched the pin, saying, "Yes, I always wear it and probably always will." Apparently, that didn't sit too well with the hijab-wearing woman, who claimed to be of Iraqi descent. She shot back by asking the clerk when she was going to stop bombing her country. Well, that comment didn't go unnoticed or unchecked.
Oh my gosh.
After a man standing behind the soldier heard her remark, he spoke up. Putting his arm around the soldier's shoulders, he said in a calm and gentle voice to the Iraqi woman, "Lady, hundreds of thousands of men and women like this young man have fought and died so that you could stand here in my country and accuse a checkout cashier of bombing your countrymen. It is my belief that had you been this outspoken in your own country, we wouldn't need to be there today. But hey, if you have now learned how to speak out so loudly and clearly, I'll gladly buy you a ticket and pay your way back to Iraq."
Oh my gosh, this story went crazy. Oh my goodness. If this be a true story, this is one of the most outspoken statements I think I've ever heard in my life. Would somebody really say that to somebody? Like, this is why, if conversations ever happen like this, if I ever hear weird conversations or an argument or something of the sort, when I'm out personally, I walk in the other direction. I say, nope, I don't want no part of that business. That's what I always say the same thing. I say, oh, we got to get out of here. I don't want no part of that business, because I don't know what's about to happen, what kind of argument is about to ensue, who might get super offended and start, firing at the party. I don't know. And I don't want to be a part of it, because I don't choose violence. This situation seemed like that person that was listening to the cashier chose a different level of violence. If they freaking said that, that's a different level. Did you miss what they said? Listen to what they said.
If you've been this outspoken in your own country, we wouldn't need to be there today. But hey, if you have now learned how to speak out so loudly and clearly, I'll gladly buy you a ticket and pay your way back to Iraq so you can straighten out the mess in your country that you are obviously here in my country to avoid."
Oh my goodness.
This man was blunt in his response, but he is
insane.
100% right. Apparently, everyone in the store thought so too, and they all started cheering after they heard what he said.
No.
Whether you're a Muslim, Christian, Democrat, or Republican, you should respect the American flag and all that it represents. Is it a true story? There were few details to use for verification. None of the characters in the story had a name or were in any other way identifiable.
Of course.
As far as we know, no one has stepped forward to say, "I was that soldier," or "I was that cashier," or "I was a customer in the store that day and saw the confrontation." Although the story is likely just an urban legend, it does bring up a lot of great points. The hijab-wearing woman's attitude exemplifies the problem with some of the people who come to our nation seeking refuge from the problems they've created in their home country. This Iraqi woman wants to enjoy our freedom, our economy, and our country. Meanwhile, she turns around and insults our flag. Thankfully, this woman is not representative of all immigrants. But, as the man in the store said to her at the time, if you don't like America, we'll gladly send you back to where you came from. Just let us know when you'd like to leave.
Oh man, I don't even know. I don't even know why I look at videos like this, guys, because that story, jeez. I mean, look, let me just say this. I gotta choose my words carefully here. I agree with what the video is saying about respecting the American flag. Obviously, I live in America. Respect the flag. But man, that guy chose some violence. He chose some violence saying that, and I don't even know what. I can't believe that he would say that. And then everybody in the store cheered. No, they didn't. They wouldn't cheer. They wouldn't cheer about that. About saying something so rude to. No, there's different ways that you can approach. That you could have approached that woman and approached that situation if that story is true. What really happened? I feel like there's all kind of things that you could say to say like, hey ma'am, you know, that's not very kind. He has the right to be patriotic at his workplace, to have on a button that says America or a pin that says, I actually, side note, want a lapel pin with the American flag for my suit jackets. Kind of like how the presidential people do. I was gonna say president does it, but more people do it. People in Congress and Senate and stuff like that do it. But yeah, I'd like to have one of those too, just so I like the official look. Anyway, yeah. There's definitely different ways that could be said if you encounter somebody like that. But just like I said in my Toby Keith video, if you guys didn't watch that, you gotta watch that one. It's the one that I just put up 2 days ago. I'll link it here at the top. You've got to check that video out, because in that video, we talk a lot about America. We talk a lot about American pride. We talk a lot about, you know, respecting the flag, the red, white, and blue. We talk a lot about that in that video. We talk about songs becoming a real treasure in his work with the military, because he did a lot of performances with the military. So I just think that there's better way to approach that doesn't choose violence, because you never know what kind of day somebody's having. The lady might have said something that did upset people, but what if she was insane? You know what I mean? You never know if people or somebody that was listening is insane. Or what if her husband was there and he was insane and he was like, hey, don't talk to my wife like that. And you know, it just, you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So be careful. Always be kind to people. We can tell people to respect the American flag in nice ways without letting things like that slide. If that's a true story, we can say it in the nice way and prove that we can be big people, you know? It's just what I'm saying. It's just what I'm thinking. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Put in the comments, man. We'll talk about it, and I'll see you guys in the next one, all right?